What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Hope you guys are having a great weekend. Hope you had a great week. Hopefully you found lots of goodies at the stores because Walmart and Target and all these other places are just restocking with stuff. A lot of stuff going to clearance. Yeah, it was a good week. It was definitely a good week for us. So if you guys are new, please like, comment, and subscribe. And for all of you who keep coming back, again, you are amazing. So today we've got an interesting toy haul. Kind of went to some random places this week and ran into some stuff I haven't seen yet. Stuff I had pre-ordered or stuff I didn't have pre-ordered, but we'll get into that. But it was a great week for collecting, and there's still a bunch of stuff I did not find. Still can't find that Raph Frankenstein, can we? Nope, still have not seen it once, but we will find it eventually. Still haven't found the Batman from Mcfarlane, but I guess, whatever. Keep seeing that stupid Riddler. Nobody wanted to buy it, so. But let's go ahead and get into it. So as you can see, we've got some Marvel Legends stuff, some McFarlane stuff, and some Pops. Pops. Everybody loves Pops. So let's start. Let's see, what should we do first? Let's move this big behemoth back here because he's pretty dope. So, first thing we're going to start off with is Phyllis Vance, who is married to who?
Bob Vance.
Bob Vance, Vance Refrigeration. So, Phyllis Vance from The Office in her Santa Claus suit. Really cool. Walked into a GameStop. It was actually a random GameStop that I've never been to before. And they had a bunch of her, and you can see a bunch of the Pops on the back there. So if you guys have watched the channel, we collect a lot of Office Pops. This is a GameStop exclusive. It's nothing crazy exciting, but if you've watched The Office, you've seen the episode where Phyllis wanted to be Santa, but Michael decided to be Santa as well, and then Jesus, but I won't get into the whole episode, but we had to pick her up. So it's kind of funny. I wonder how many people look at this and just think it's Santa Claus, with glasses, or Mrs. Claus. She would make a really good Mrs. Claus. No quote on the box. That's kind of a bummer. And there she is. So there is Phyllis Vance in her Santa suit. So this is going to look really cool with our Santa Bond Pop and our Dwight as an elf. So super excited to pick that up. Again, it's a Pop. Nothing crazy, but they do make Phyllis look pretty good in the Santa suit. She does kind of look like a dude as well, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. You like it?
Mm-hmm.
I like it. So there we go. So first one, Phyllis Vance from The Office in her Santa suit. So pretty dope there. So we'll set Phyllis over here. And then you see we've got two Hobgoblin things. Oh, so excited. So we're going to wait to do the retro. That will be next. But you guys, if you watched my channel, you saw me open the Hobgoblin Pop. It is a Target exclusive. Now this is a Hobgoblin Pop. It's to me, it looks like it's the exact same bobblehead Pop. Only difference is it's supposed to glow in the dark. And then you get a shirt with it. So found this at Target as well. I believe this is a Target exclusive as well. I mean, the box on the Pop says that, but I really wanted to get it because of the shirt. Obviously, I already have the Pop, but what I really like these boxes. They do a really cool job with the design on these boxes. It's just super cool. So, we are going to open this up. I'm not going to open the Pop up because I already did that for you guys. And the only difference, I believe, like I said, is that it glows in the dark. But I did want to pop out this shirt and show you this to you guys. I cannot speak today at all. So here we go. These were also behind customer service at my Target. My Target by me is it's so weird. They have some weird stuff behind the counter and then some stuff that you would think would be behind the counter and it's not. So the Pop is the exact same, except it glows in the dark. So like I said, I'm going to leave him in box. But I do like these boxes, what they do. They just put the Pop in there and then the shirt. So what's cool, I mean, if you didn't want to open it up, you can still see the Pop here. You can see a picture of the shirt. You're just not going to get the shirt. But the big selling point on these for me is the shirts because I really like them. So let's see what this shirt looks like. that's pretty dope. Says, "You're mine, Spidey," and has the Pop Hobgoblin on the shirt. Really cool. I'm super excited about it. It is wrinkly as all can be, but I really like it. I think it's really cool. Looks just like Hobgoblin. So nothing crazy. Just wanted to show you guys that so you know that there is a version of this with a shirt. And apparently it glows in the dark. Every time I try to get one of these pops to glow in the dark, it doesn't glow in the dark. So I guess you just got to leave it under that light for a long time. So, but after that Hobgoblin, we're going to get into this. So last couple weeks I've been doing these retros. Have not seen Hobgoblin, but then 2 days in a row. How many days in a row?
2.
2 days in a row, we find Hobgoblins at Walmart. So, like I said, if you missed out at Target, it's okay. A lot of the Targets still haven't even got their stock of this in. A couple by me have not. But Walmarts are getting fresh cases of all these. I've seen these quite a bit all over. Hammerhead is super easy to find. Shocker probably next. The other 4 are a little more difficult, but 2 back to back, and 1 was at a really random Walmart that I never go to because there's usually nothing there, and they had the whole wave. So we are going to pop this guy open because I love me some Hobgoblin, and I wanted to see how good this guy is. So I've been very impressed by this wave so far. The black suit Spidey, obviously everybody wanted that. I really like the armored Spider-Man as well, and the Ben Reilly one is really cool as well. So there he is in the plastic. I really like how much they give him because that just makes Hobgoblin. You want the satchel, you want the pumpkin bomb, you gotta have the glider. I mean, every time I see somebody selling like a Hobgoblin or a Green Goblin online, and they're like, "Oh, only missing the glider," it's like, yeah, you kind of need the glider, right? So that's just my preference. But here we go. So you get the satchel. Kind of a bummer the satchel doesn't open up or nothing. It is pretty cool looking. I really do like the purple. It's really heavy purple on there. But it would have been cool if it would have opened up so you could put the bomb in there. But that's okay. Then you have the pumpkin bomb. And I actually really like this. I like that it's like translucent, that you can like see through it. I think they could have made the eyes on the pumpkin bomb a little darker. That would have stood out a little more and maybe done more in that green on the top. But it is really cool. I like that it's not just a solid color and you can actually see through it. So I do really like that pumpkin bomb. And the glider is where it's at. Okay. It's not bad. I mean, I really like it being purple, that really heavy purple. And then you do have a little bit of detail on the face there, and you can see where his feet go. I mean, it looks like Hobgoblin's glider from the animated series, so really cool. I really want them to redo his like mega glider when it goes on top of the other glider, and it's just massive. That'd be really, really cool. But I love Hobgoblin. Hobgoblin is one of my favorite Spidey villains. So let's pull him out. Okay. So I did see a complaint from somebody about this, and I do kind of agree with them, but I will show you in a second what I'm talking about. So here is Hobgoblin. So I really like him. I think it looks really good. I mean, there's not crazy details on him. But it does look like the Hobgoblin from the animated series. I do like his outfit. The paint apps are pretty clean. Most of the paint apps on these have been pretty clean for me, minus the black suit Spider-Man, where I've seen a couple that are pretty bad. But I do really like his cape. I really like the shreddedness down on the back of his cape. That just gives a little bit more detail. It's really cool. And then, I mean, this cape's pretty plasticky, but what I do like is that it does come up pretty easily. It's not so tight around his neck, so it's not too bad there. Again, you do have pretty good articulation. This joint is pretty thin on his elbow, so I would just be very careful with that. He does have the thigh swivel, and you can bend him pretty well all over too. So these all have been pretty bendable, which is pretty awesome. Now, here's the complaint I heard, and this would be probably my only complaint as well, but it don't really matter to me. Let me grab something real quick, because I really think this is pretty solid figure, but I do understand what they're talking about when you have this other one. So here is the Spider-Man Marvel Legends Hobgoblin from the oh my goodness, what wave is he from? I think it's Space Venom. I'm pretty sure it's Space Venom. I have him in box. I just have to look. The complaint I saw, I actually did want to see how tall they were to each other. The complaint I saw was that there's no texture on the blue of him, which I totally get. When you look at this one, it just, the texture does make his whole suit stand out a little better, but this is a totally different version. I really like both of these. They're not that far off from being different. I mean, color-wise, yes, they do both have this shredded cape. On the old Marvel Legends one, his shoes are more pointy, kind of like a goblin. These ones, it just has regular shoes. I mean, there's definitely more detail in the first one than there is on this retro one. But again, this retro one is supposed to be from animated series. So I think they did a really good job. I still love the first Marvel Legends one. I think it is absolutely amazing. It's one of my favorite figures I have. But I do think this one is really good. Height-wise, you can see this one is a little taller, not by much. But this one does have a little bit more detail. So which one do you like? You don't care, do you?
I like both of them.
Yeah, I think they're both really good. I mean, this one is one of the better figures I think Marvel Legends has put out. But again, like I said, it is a totally different Hobgoblin. But I did also want to see... Oh, man, I'm dropping everything. There goes Phyllis. Phyllis went down. I did want to see how he fits in the glider, because I did see another complaint that he doesn't stand in the glider very well. Now, I can kind of see what they're saying, because these feet parts are very, very far apart. I mean, his ankle's gotta really turn to get in there. Wow. Yeah, that's gonna be tough. Interesting. Let me see. Yeah, I almost have to like break his ankle to get it in there. So, yeah, I mean, the feet holes for the glider are so far apart. You can see both of his ankles are just bending like really bad. So that is kind of a bummer. I believe the other ones were like here, which would have been better, but I think I'm just gonna have to like play around with his legs and stuff and kind of get him in more of like a this kind of pose maybe. His ankles just don't like to go in there. They just start bending every time you get in there. So let's see. Oh, come on. So there he is. I mean, he fits on there, but you can see his feet. It doesn't like to...
It just looks uncomfortable.
Oh, nice throw, Hobby. Yeah, it does kind of look uncomfortable. So that's kind of a bummer. I'll have to play around with him, see how hard it is to really get him on there. The satchel, let's see if I can... Because it's supposed to... See, and this is the thing. I don't know. You're going to have to get it around the whole cape, because it's supposed to be like down here. So we'd have to play with that a little bit. So that's kind of interesting. I'm sure you could probably pop this head off very easily and get it on like there. And then the last thing I did want to see, of course, is if... Oh, my goodness. The pumpkin bomb fits in his hand. And... So it does, if I can get him to stand again, his ankles got all whacked out from trying to stand on the glider. It does fit in his hand. He's not going to hold it super tight, but it does fit in there. It doesn't really fit in his hand though. You could kind of squeeze it on there, but it just kind of pops out. So, I mean, I really like it. I'm super excited. I'm going to have to work on his feet and the glider. That's kind of interesting, just because he doesn't like to stand in it very well. I'm just curious. See, his feet are almost... See, his feet will kind of do the same thing, just because of how these are angled, where they're positioned. But his little hooks on his feet kind of hold him in there a little bit better as he fell. But as you can see, so he kind of stands on there pretty easily. And I really do think it's because of the hooks on his feet. This doesn't look too bad. It does look too cartoony, I think, for him. But if he repainted the glider or something, that'd probably work out pretty well. So, interesting. We will have to mess with this Hobgoblin and his glider a little bit more. But I'm super excited. Dude,
Yeah,
Phyllis just needs to go home. Get out of here. Bob Vance is going to come beat me up, apparently. But yeah, so there we go. So there is the Hobgoblin Retro Wave. Again, if you haven't seen this wave, start checking Walmart to look at your targets. It's going. Just don't pay like $50 for it. I found these pretty easily all over. You just got to look. So, pretty solid. I really like it. This wave's probably one of my favorite waves so far this year. So, let's see. I guess we'll just stay with the Marvel Legends. So, next thing that came out, well, next thing that we got, okay, if I'm butchering his name, I'm sorry. I honestly did not know who this guy was, and yeah, I'm not a huge Marvel Legends person. I have a lot of Spidey and X-Men, but like, I don't follow Marvel all that well. So, Despair, sure, that's what we're gonna go with. Despair. I did read up on him. I kind of know about him now, but out of this wave, I thought him and Sleepwalker were really, really cool looking. I'm not going to pick up any more of this wave just because Doctor Strange isn't my favorite, honestly. So, yeah, I probably won't get any others. But we did find him at Walmart as well. So this is hitting Walmarts like crazy as well. I've gone to probably 2 or 3 in the last 2 or 3 days and have seen this whole wave. I mean, everybody, all the Strange, Wong, all those, right? It is Wong, right? Yeah, and all of them. So we decided to pick him up. His box is pretty damaged, so we are going to open him up. So I'm actually pretty excited. This was one when this wave came out. I did do like a little bit of research and see who he and Sleepwalker was because I thought their designs just looked really cool. And, you know, it's okay to collect things that you don't know who they are. If you think they look cool and you want to grab them, then grab them. Like I said, I'm not going to get the rest of the wave because I don't really collect Doctor Strange. But, you know, a lot of people always get on to people because they're like, oh, well, you didn't read the comics or you don't know this about that person. You know, it's okay. Maybe they'll end up being one of your favorites, and maybe, who knows, maybe you'll end up going to read the comics after that. So he does come with the Build-A-Figure leg of, I don't even know who the Build-A-Figure is. All right, Phyllis is driving me nuts today. Rintra, it's that bull. Again, I don't know who that is, so no interest in collecting a whole wave. There's his foot. I will say this is pretty bendable, which is kind of nice. It's got a nice little joint there, so I bet this dude is going to have quite a bit of articulation, but for a Build-A-Figure. But there's his leg. We don't really care about that. Somebody wants this leg, hit me up, because it's probably just going to sit in a drawer. So, man, he smells very plasticky, like just straight plastic. He does come with alternate hands, which I do like. These little creepy, I don't even know, it's not a claw, but just those hands. He doesn't come with any accessories, which is kind of a bummer, minus the cape, but that's okay. Again, I don't know much about him, so I don't know what other accessories he would come with, so you guys will have to let me know. But this is him without the cape, and it is kind of interesting that he comes in the box without the cape on. A lot of these toys do not do this. So there he is. Let me get him to stand. He's very skinny. He almost feels like the black suit Spider-Man mold to me a little bit, and we'll have to see how much he bends. But honestly, it looks exactly like that to me. But he does look really cool. He's pretty plain without the cape on. I mean, you have a little bit of white on his arms, but then and his face, but then it's just pretty much black. So kind of a little boring without the cape. I do really like his face. I do like his arms. The paint on this one is not terrible. You can kind of see some black coming through spots on the face, but it's not bad at all. It does look pretty decent, and it might be, his face might actually be like that. I don't really know. But he does have a little hole in the back of him, which I would assume where the cape goes. So let's see the cape. So the cape is really cool. I really like this. I wish it was cloth, obviously, but I'm not gonna hammer that into your guys' head like I always do. But just the rips on it look really cool, and I love how it's black on the inside, or that grayish, and then it's just totally white on the outside. They do really good job. I like that the holes are here, but also on the front where it's coming over. So that looks really cool. Let's throw... Oh, man, you have to take his head off. Oh, if there's one thing I hate, that came off really easily. But if there's one thing I hate, it's having to take off the heads of figures, because I feel like the head is just one of the harder ones to put on most of the time. So let's see if I break him. Okay, he was pretty easy to get on. Wow, that cape makes him look just a whole lot better. And you know what? While we're here, since we're doing this, boom. I want these creepy hands on.
Did you get in the wrong hand?
Yep. I was like, why does that look so funny? Well, because you put it in the wrong hole. Huh. Okay. Anyways, oh, see, that's way better. See if I can get him to stand like that. We'll have him stand on his own hand. Oh, look at that. Oh, look at that. I think that's sick. I think the cape makes it look so much better. Those hands are cool too. I'm glad they give you fist hands, obviously. You know, a lot of people complain you don't get fist hands with this, you don't get fist hands, and that sucks, because especially if you're doing you know, photography and stuff like that. But this, I like it. I really, really like it. Like I said, the body to me just reminds me of Black Suit Spidey, though. He does bend very well. He's got a thigh swivel. You can get him in some really good poses. Well, the cape does restrict his arm movement a little bit, but that's okay. You know, you're probably used to that if you got figures with capes. So pretty solid. I really like him. He is actually really, really cool. I didn't think I would like him as much. I mean, I really, really liked the pictures when they showed him coming out, but I think he's pretty solid. He's really cool. He's about the same height as this Hobgoblin from the Retro Wave, so that's kind of cool. But he just looks stellar. I mean, he's really simple, just black and white, nothing crazy. Be nice for some accessories. Again, I don't know what accessories, but I like it. So if you guys are thinking about picking this guy up, he's pretty solid. I really do like him. He might be up there for me right now. So, boom, there he is. There is Despair, or if I'm saying his name wrong, I guess tell me how to say it. So, okay, last two things we got, and I'm really excited about both of these. And I wasn't sure about one of them, but yeah, we'll get into that. So, when I went to that random GameStop where Phyllis Vance was, we also found Liu Kang. And this is the second version of Liu Kang on this Mortal Kombat run they've done. I do have the first one in box in like his older clothes looking, but this one is shirtless with yellow pants. And honestly, out of all the Mortal Kombat figures that Mcfarlane has done, I think Liu Kang by far looks the best. I think they hit him on the nose. I think it looks really good. So I'm usually not a huge fan of like some repaints or something like that, but I was super excited to find this. And I don't normally open my Mortal Kombat figures, but I'm opening this Liu Kang. I think it's phenomenal. And we're going to find out if it is phenomenal. Do you think it's phenomenal?
We'll see.
We'll see. We will see. So, here we go. He does come with the Mortal Kombat stand. Nothing crazy. Okay, see, almost hit myself in the eye. Did you see that? Mm-hmm. I do like the alternate hands that they give him. You got his little kind of pointer hand there for his left hand, and then you have a flat right hand. So you could put him in some really good poses, I think, which would be really cool. And come on, we have the nunchucks. Now, here's my biggest beef. What I will say, every time somebody gives you nunchucks now, they're just like this. Like, just put it on a chain. Just actually put it on a chain. I mean, I get it, and you can kind of pose these a little bit, but this reminds me of the Turtles, the BST-AXN. I mean, this is way better quality, but it's the same thing. So there's nunchucks. I'm not disappointed. I'm not like, oh, these are amazing nunchucks, but okay. So that's kind of weird right out the gate, but that's okay. Let's see. He's pretty tight. Wow. Okay, we got to warm him up a little bit. So he is very tight coming out of the box, which is kind of a bummer. But, ooh, I really see his shoulders. They have this separate shoulder joint in his shoulders, which is kind of interesting. Because usually you see that with like a Build-A-Figure or something. I'll go over that a little more here, but let me show you what we got. Oh, he's going to be a pain to stand, though. His legs are super tight. We might have to end up heating him up a little bit if he doesn't break on me. He's not going to stand. His feet are very interesting. Stay. There we go. So there's Liu Kang with his yellow pants. Now, I do like the texture on the pants. They did a really good job. They actually threw some detail in there instead of just a flat yellow. The ankle joints are kind of interesting because the pants come over. It's going to be hard to bend them a little bit. The gauntlets he has on aren't bad. Liu Kang's face, I think they do a really good job. I really do. I really like it. What I was talking about, what's really weird is you can see on this shoulder, they have this extra piece here that is separated. It almost reminds me of like the Merciless Build-A-Figure, and so when you move his shoulder a certain way, you can see that hole in there, which is kind of a bummer, I guess, that you can see it. It's going to give him a little more movement. I almost thought his shoulder was like broken when I first got it, when I first just opened it there, but you know, it's not bad. So there's the back of him, and then you also do have this other side, same thing. And same thing with his shoulder there, you can see. And then he's got his dangling little tassels there from his belt. But I do really like this guy. I think it's pretty solid. I'm curious. He's very tight, though. That is one thing I will say. I mean, his legs are very tight. And, you know, with Liu Kang, you want him to be able to do some kicks and stuff. His little like that and stuff, but he's very, very tight. You're probably going to have to heat him up a little bit. These knee joints are tight, and these ankles are pretty tight to move, but I'm curious if we can get him in like a kick. So you'd have to probably put him on a stand for that kick, but he can get up in that motion, which isn't too bad. He can almost do the splits. His arms do move pretty well. They do feel like they're almost going to pop out, but because of that, it's probably because of that extra joint. So, but I do really like him. I'll probably put on some of his alternate hands. This is what I was curious about because they also don't make these hands very nice for them to hold the nunchucks. And seeing like, I don't know. Like that just, if they were actually on a chain, like dangling down, like doesn't that just look funny? Like, I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of these nunchucks. So we probably won't even pose him with these nunchucks, but I do like him. He is pretty solid. I'm super happy to get the yellow version of him. And we're going to have to see if we can end up like posing him and stuff. I bet he would probably go on the glider pretty well, but there is Liu Kang, and you can also see, see his ankle, that left ankle, man. Mcfarlane strikes again. He is quite a bit taller than the Marvel Legends there, so he's just got like a little inch, or not even an inch above them, but not bad. So, I mean, Liu Kang's not bad. I'm kind of disappointed how tight he is, but, you know, we'll get him in some good poses. So, okay, last thing we got. So went to a random Target and walked in, was looking for Rat Frankenstein, went down the toy aisle, lots of toys, lots of wrestling. Wrestling is all over right now. They had some Spidey Wave, and then they had a bunch of Mcfarlane figures, but nothing I was looking for until you scan on the shelves, but then on the bottom shelf or the second shelf, there he is, Swamp Thing. huge, absolutely massive. So when I first heard about this guy, I did not pre-order him at all. I didn't know exactly what I was going to do, if I was going to grab him or not. There's another version with horns. There's the unpainted versions, all that stuff. I just didn't pre-order it. So I do like Swamp Thing. I'm not like a ginormous Swamp Thing fan, but this thing looks amazing in person. When I saw it, I picked it up, and first of all, I was just like, wow, this thing is massive. Second, I was like, wow, the detail on this looks really good. Now, I'm super happy I didn't pre-order it because I did see a lot of people get the unpainted chase versions, which, like, I hate those. I mean, I would get one to just kind of practice, painting or something on, but, like, I'm probably going to ruin it. I'm not a very good customizer or anything like that, so super happy to find this one. The details look really good on him. I'm super excited to open him. And he's just huge. Like I said, I am very surprised at how big he is. This was my first time. Dude, I just can't keep anybody on the table today. This was my first time. You're just knocking over everything today. That's me, actually. But this was my first time seeing him. We did end up seeing him again, right? 2 of them?
Yeah.
We went to another Target the next day, and they actually did have him as well. So check out your Targets because he is hitting. And he is hitting hard because he's huge. So he comes in like the King Shark box almost. Again, no gold label, but this is not gold label. So why do you do this to me, Mcfarlane? Like, do you have to tape that? So annoying. So here he is. He does come with a card and a stand. The card is the back of that picture. The horn version I have not seen. I know some people pre-ordered it and got it. I have not seen it yet, but look at that. Look how huge he is in that plastic. He's massive. He's really cool looking. So let's see what we got. All right, so we've got this. This is, I believe, his alternate hand. It's like a. Oh, okay, that was the plastic. I thought I just broke this. It's, like he's gonna stab somebody. It's kind of like a spear. I do really like this. It is really cool. It's very well textured. Detail on it's pretty good. It'll fit right in if you take off his hand. It'll look really good.
You know what it kind of looks like?
What?
A crab claw.
It kind of does, right? Are you telling me you want some crab claws today?
Yeah.
That'd be nice, right? But, he does come out of the box very easy, which is nice. What I did really like about this in the box is that his legs were bent in the box. I feel like if you bend the legs a little bit, they're not going to be as tight, and they're not loose, but, oh my lord. Dude, this dude is dope. Oh, yeah. I was unsure. Where do you bend? I was unsure if I was going to get this figure or not. I really was, because it was one of those where it's like, I don't know where his arm bends. I can't even tell. It was one of those where I was like, it's probably going to be good. I should probably get it, but I had to wait to see him in person. This thing's weird, though. I can't really tell. I want to snap it. His right arm doesn't bend very well. Okay, well, we're not going to mess with it because I feel like I'm going to break it. But
show the figure.
Yeah, I will. Give me that. I'm trying to enjoy this thing. Oh, he is really cool. I bet he's going to be a pain in the butt to stamp. So first of all, you can just see how imposing of a figure this thing is. I mean, he is just ginormous. Like, he's so big. I just think they did a really good job on the details on him. The texture on him is great. His face looks really good. I mean, just all throughout. The paint's really well. There's a couple spots on his back where he kind of has like some flowers and stuff that are kind of just brown. They're kind of unpainted.
Does his mouth move or no?
It does not. That would have been really cool. That would have been really, really cool. It doesn't. But I really like the face. I think the face is really cool. We'll kind of go to the side here. He is a little difficult to stand. I'm just going to have to play with him a little bit. But, I mean, they didn't really miss any spots with this guy. I think they did a really good job, just texture and detail-wise. Like I said, there's like a rose here, kind of flower, that's just kind of brown, which is kind of interesting. I guess you would kind of want that either green or like a rose color. But it is supposed to be Swamp Thing. He is all green and brown, so I get it. This piece is kind of interesting. It is like, who had this? It's like the diaper. Somebody had the diaper. Was it Steppenwolf or Darkseid? One of them. It's okay. Like, I get why they did it, but he does make him have a nice butt there. Yep, there you go. Little swamp butt. So, there he is. I really like him. I really like the feet. His legs, for me, are really nice. They are not tight. They're not loose. They are very posable. This arm bends no issue here, and it bends all the way around. I really do like these pieces, how they're just kind of flaps. So, like, they're not, like, just glued on. They're just flaps, which is really cool. You can probably break those off pretty easily. This arm, though, I am having issues bending. So, I might have to heat it up. I'm not going to try to break it. It almost looks like where it bends, that it's just stuck. Right here, it looks like that lip thing is too big and it's supposed to go under because I believe that's where it bends. But that's okay. We're okay with that. Let's do this then. I guess it doesn't matter what hands you put it in. Does it? Not really. I'm going to see what this looks like, what his crab latte arm looks like. So, it's not terrible. I think it's a little small.
Yeah.
That's what I would say. I would like this to be a little bit bigger, a little more imposing. You can like bend it really nice, which is cool. So, I mean, right into Liu Kang. But I'm not a huge fan of this thing. I actually really like, I mean, compared to his hand, when you look at his hand and you look at that, you think this would be much bigger. But it's not. So we do have a little crab arm, which it is what it is. Yeah, I think that's what's messed up on this arm. But I don't really care, honestly. Like, you guys are going to get some figures that aren't good. And it does suck when it's a $40 figure like this. But I'm just happy he did not break out of the box because he is sick. He is probably one of my favorite figures I have got this year. And there has been some really
it's
good
only
ones
been
already.
like a month.
I understand that, but this thing, for me not pre-ordering this and not like really looking for this thing is really cool. So last thing I did want to show with him, and I am sorry guys, I forgot to grab all this before. Let's grab Fatty up here, and let's grab for Darkseid. So, you following me over there? Yep, okay. So, wow, holy crap, do you see that?
Yeah, he's tiny.
So here is Darkseid compared to Swamp Thing. I almost said Man Thing. It's not Man Thing. My Darkseid just does not want to stand lately. Show the figures, get him to stand. Yeah, I know. Whoops. There it goes. We're having just major issues today, guys. So, I'm sorry. I'll just hold him. So there is Darkseid compared to Swamp Thing. So Swamp Thing is much wider, much beefier, and a lot taller. I mean, that's crazy. I thought he was going to be as big as Darkseid, but I didn't think he'd be that much bigger. So, dude, this Darkseid lately... Whatever, dude. I want to be like that. So, next one we got is King Shark. He stands very easy. So, look at that. I mean, even height-wise, I mean, he's not as wide as King Shark because King Shark is obviously a fatty. But you can just tell he is a lot bigger than most of these guys, which is crazy. They have been doing these mega figs, and they're just massive. So, that's really cool. I really like the size of him. I think that is awesome. You know, compared to King Shark, obviously King Shark is a lot shorter, but you can just kind of see how big he really is. The only other one I wanted to compare to, sorry guys, hold on. Last one. Let's bring Surtur in here from Marvel Legends. Let's see who had the bigger figure. Surtur and Swamp Thing. Okay, so Surtur is bigger, but that's impressive.
Mm-hmm.
You see that thing? That's crazy. And I believe Surtur was 50 or 60 and he was only 40. So I think that's crazy how big he is. He's a lot heavier than Surtur though. You pick up Surtur and Surtur is really light. But height wise you can see Surtur is a little bit taller, but it's pretty close. So that's really, really cool. So yeah, so there we go. So you guys are gonna have to let me know what Hobgoblin is better. What do you think? I personally still like this one the best, but I'm a huge animated series fan. What do you think?
It's just two different ones.
Okay, it's just two different ones, folks. That can't be your answer. You guys gotta let me know which one you guys like. Let me know what you guys think about Despair, and let me know about this new Liu Kang. He's pretty cool, but he is tiny compared to these guys. And as also, let me know what you guys think about Swamp Thing. I love it. I was not expecting to like this figure a lot, and I am super satisfied with it. So check your targets. Check on the bottom shelves. He'll be there. So that's all we got.
Guarantee he'll be there?
I can't guarantee, but I'm going to say he might be there. So go check. Go hunt. I hope you guys have a good rest of your weekend. Follow me on Instagram. Link will be in the description below. We're going to wrap this up because my dogs are going to start howling. Husky problems. Husky problems. There they go. So, yeah, follow me on Instagram. Please like, comment, and subscribe if you guys like this. Again, let me know what your favorite toy was here. 2022 is turning out to be a good toy hunting year. So, keep looking. Targets, Walmart's, clearance section. And yeah, have a good day. As always, collectors never stop collecting.